The book about Moomin, Mymble, and Little My. The holes are cut at Schiltz. Moomin, Mymble, and Little My by Tove Jansson. Here's little Moomin Troll, none other, hurrying about with milk from mother. Quick, Moomin Troll, it's nearly night. Run home while there's a bit of light. Don't hang around in woods like this. Strange creatures lurk between the trees. The wind begins to howl and hiss. Now guess what happens after this? Beyond the forest bathed in light, the air tastes fresh, the grass glows bright. The sun shines down on fields of flowers. Moomin Trolls walked for hours and hours, but happy to be homeward bound, he kicks his legs and leaps around. He sees a shape, a house, his own. How very tall the chimney's grown, when yesterday's the roof was flat. Well, guess what happened after that? That's not a roof or chimney pot, it's Mymble's hair tied in a knot. She's weeping on a big tin can. Poor thing, thought Moomin Troll, and ran to Mymble begging, please don't cry. I've lost my sister, little My. She told him and began to yelp. She ran away. Oh, Moomin, help. Moomin Troll frowned. Well, let's begin by checking if she's in this tin. Some villain might have stashed her in it. Now guess what happens in a minute. They crawl out on the other side, next to a river, deep and wide, where Gafsy, with her gruesome hair, gives them a mean and chilling stare, and growls, "You fools, make you no wish you stayed at home. Now let me fish." Mymble says, "Quick, let's go, she'll bite." And Moomin Troll says, "Yes, quite right. Perhaps your sister's in this cave." They tiptoe in. They must be brave and find poor little My somehow. Well, guess what happens to them now? Among the boulders piled up high, there is no sign of little My. They search and search, but find no trace. The bitter wind whips Mymble's face. Moomin Troll feels extremely glum. He wants his home, his bed, his mom. Where is the warm and sunny day? Then guess what happened right away. Moomin, with a vacuum hose, had got some house dust up his nose. Spring cleaning, though it wasn't spring, was Moomin's most favorite thing. Disaster struck. His greedy Hoover, sucking hard enough to move a mountain, swallowed both our friends into its tube. Around the bends, both Moomin Troll and Mymble flew. Moomin Troll milk was sucked up too. He shouted through the gunk and fluff, "Oh, mother, help, I've had enough." A stroke of luck. Who would have walked by but Mymble's sister, little My? While taking a relaxing stroll, she heard the cries of Moomin Troll. She cut the tube and pulled it back. Mymble and Moomin Troll were black, with dust from head to toe. My laughed. "Blimey, the two of you look daft." "We've saved you," cheered Mumble. "Phew." Moomin see thing through and through. Chased them away like dust and mess. And guess what happened? Go on, guess. They landed. It was quite amusing. where Philly John was snoozing. "Oh, look," said Mai. "What's this red mat?" "It's Philly John." "You squashed her flat," cried Mymble. "Look, she's in a rage." Philly John howled, split this page. "I think the Philly John escaped here, through this Philly Johnly shaped hole," Mymble said. This was her route. So they set off in hot pursuit to where a new adventure beckoned. Now guess what happens in a second. The hunt is not a huge success. They find the Philly John's red dress, but as for Philly John, the creature, sad to say, she doesn't feature. "Golly, now she'll have to buy a brand new dress," says little Mai. A storm flares up, the lightning flashes. On the beach, a wild wave crashes. "It simply shouldn't be so scary, bringing milk back from the dairy. My mother's need this milk tonight," says Moomin Troll. "Oh look, a light! A sign of life, a friend, a guide." Now guess what happens? You decide. What an odd sight. What can it be? Some hatty fatteners sipping tea. Hundreds of the electric chaps who smell of burned out thunderclaps. "Let's go," said Mai. "We'd better dash before they turn us into ash." Fattering hats have to mumble quick. Now guess what happens in a tick. Millions of sopping raindrops fall. They get all a soaking, one and all, except for little Mai, but jolly, underneath her lovely brolly. The ground, already rather wet, from Mymble's tears, gets wetter yet. Moomin Troll cries, "We need dry land!" Wait, here someone's to lend a hand. On the horizon, two big ears. Our friends will soon be found, not lost. Now guess what happens? Fingers crossed. "Welcome home, Moomin, safe and sound, and welcome, friends, come, gather around. What a relief it is to tell a tale that ends supremely well, where lovely Moomin Mama sat, collecting berries in a hat. Time for a feast," said Mama. "Drink! Scrumptious delights all around, I think. A shell, a rose, a fresh baked bun. Oh, I'm so glad to see my son. And gorgeous milk, there's milk galore. Now guess what happens? Just once more." "Yuck! All the milk's turned sour and cheesy." Mama says, "Never mind, it's easy. Now we've all got a great excuse for drinking sweet pink berry juice." This hole, the very last you see, they can't get through, it's much too wee. We'll stay here in this book, and why? 'Cause we're too big, said little Mai. The end. Back in a minute. Moomin's house. I hope you liked it.